There was a man who had already lost everything, and without knowing it, he was about to lose the one thing that brought him back to life. If you've ever held on to something you were afraid to lose, stay with this story. Because sometimes we think we are giving something love, when all we are really doing is holding on to how it makes us feel. This is the story doctrine. At the edge of a quiet village lived a carpenter. He had lost his wife. He had no children. And for years, his life had known nothing but silence. Every morning, he went to his workshop alone and returned home to the same empty space. Until one day, something changed. Outside his workshop, he found a small bird, weak, barely moving. He picked it up and took it home. Days passed. He fed it, watched it, and slowly the bird came back to life. Then one morning it sang. The man froze. Then he smiled. For the first time in years, he built a small cage, not to trap it, but to keep it safe. Or so he believed. The bird became part of his life. Something he looked forward to. Something that made the silence easier to bear. Every day, he took it with him to his workshop. People stopped to listen. "Your bird sings beautifully," they said, and the man believed them. And sometimes when other birds passed across the sky, his bird would suddenly come alive, fluttering, calling out, reaching. The man would smile. He thought it was happy, but he never asked why. Then slowly, the singing began to change. Still there, but not the same. The man didn't notice. He only heard what comforted him. Then one day, the bird stopped singing completely. Silence. He waited. Nothing. The next day, still nothing. And that was when fear crept in. He opened the cage, held the bird in his hands. It felt light, too light. Then suddenly, a flock of birds passed overhead, free, wild. And in that moment, the bird came alive, spread its wings and flew. Gone. The man stood there, holding nothing. That night, the silence returned, but this time it was heavier. He sat in his room, eyes resting on the empty space where the cage once stood. And slowly, something else returned. Not the bird. The memories. His wife. The life that once filled the same quiet walls. He had learned to live without it, or so he thought. The days that followed felt different. He still went to his workshop, but his steps were slower now. His hands moved, but without the same purpose. People noticed. They passed by the workshop like they used to. But this time, there was no song. Some of them paused. A few looked around, as if something was missing. One of them glanced toward the cage, then at him, but said nothing. And he said nothing too. The workshop grew quieter than it had ever been. No song, no movement, just the sound of wood. And even that felt empty. Days passed. Then one morning, as he stepped out of his house, ready to head to his workshop, he heard a familiar sound. A bird, singing. He turned. There, perched on the window ledge, was the bird, singing, fluttering at him. A smile slowly crossed his face. He stepped a little closer, reaching out his hand gently. But before he could touch it, another bird landed beside it. He stopped. A quiet sense of surprise settled in him. Then he turned and went back inside for some food. But when he stepped out again, there were more. 3, then 4, then several of them. They came. They left. They returned. This time, the man didn't try to hold them, and slowly, his quiet world began to fill again. More birds, more sound, more life. He still had the cage, but he never used it again. And somewhere in that quiet understanding, he realized something simple. Some things don't leave because they stopped belonging to us. They leave because we tried to hold them too tightly. And sometimes when we finally let go, life finds its way back. If this story taught you something, please share it with someone who might need it. And if you'd like more stories like this, stay with us here at The Story Doctrine. Until next time, thank you for watching, and see you in the next story.